Here. So let's get to some quick questions about how to help people. My belief is there's two types of people in network marketing. Those are experienced people that maybe haven't connected yet, and people that are brand new that are seeing you and seeing this for the first time. So there are and we've seen both experienced and brand new people, never done this before, fail, and we've seen both types succeed. What do you see as the pluses and the pros and cons for inexperienced people? Let's start with them.
You broke up a little bit. Did you say inexperienced?
Yeah, for inexperienced people that have never tried network
Okay.
marketing,
Okay.
this is their first shot. What would you say the one or two big advantages they have and the one or two things that they need to sort of keep their guard up around?
Well, it's like anything else. Um, when we married our significant others, they were probably not the first person we ever dated. It's very similar to that. Quite honestly, that when I got involved in network marketing, we were desperate financially. I mean, truly desperate. And as a newbie in the industry, I really did not know how to evaluate a company. And that's one of the negatives of somebody that's new. They have to do their homework. Just because somebody tells them that they know about a great product or a great service, there's actually four components that have to be equally balanced, like the four legs of a thoroughbred or the four legs of a stable table. The product or service has to be unique, in my opinion, preferably consumable. The owners, what are their background? What experience do they have both in the industry as well as in traditional business? Because I know a bunch of networkers who have started their own companies, and to me, that's a red flag to run the other way because they have no clue how to run a big business. So there has to be that combination of business savvy, but yet understanding us in the field. So to summarize a little bit, the four legs are product or service, the company owners, their background, almost equally as important, if not even more important than the product. Thirdly is timing, support systems, and last, of course, is the compensation plan. I mean, Mark, do you know how many people I talk to in a week that are looking at network marketing or who have been in network marketing and don't understand the difference between the four basic types of compensation plans? It would be almost like saying, I've been offered a position with this fine company, but I never asked how I was going to be paid. I'd say, oh, you know what? Pay me whatever you want, when you want, it'll be okay. Nobody does that in the real world. But people today get involved, and then they wonder why it might not be working out. And if it doesn't work out, they don't sit back and say, well, let me evaluate. Let me really look hard at what's not working here. And maybe I just don't understand what it takes to get paid, because there are some compensation plans that are harder than others. And you have to understand that. So those are the four components I think that not only new people have to be aware of, but experienced people as well.
Right. Okay, now, so new people, the big thing that they need to watch out for, what I'm getting from you, and it's a real chunk of gold you're sharing with people, is pick the right company and use those criteria. Don't make that decision emotionally because you like the website or the speaker was great. Look, as they say, when you're looking for a mate, look at the tree that they came from, right? And with experienced people that have been in networking, that are with the right company, what is it that you would advise them to do? They're interested, they're dedicated, but it's not happening. Do you think it's anything to do with coachability or consistency? What would you advise experienced people that maybe have made a good choice in company, but haven't been able to push the ball into the end zone?
Well, you talk about experience, and sometimes you have to fail your way to success.
Right.
And if the company has all the components where other people, the masses, I love it, Mark, when the middle class makes a lot of money, not just a few people at the top. We're talking about the middle class, lots of people achieving success. There isn't anyone who who should not be successful if they've chosen wisely and if they've committed to personal development, which is a never-ending process. I don't care how successful you are or how experienced. My father used to have a saying, a day shouldn't go by when you don't learn something new. So, look in someone's car. What are they doing when they're driving to the hairdresser or when they're driving to the supermarket? What's in their car? Are they listening to the radio? Because in my opinion, you don't listen to the radio until you've achieved your income goals. I mean, that's your university on wheels. Really, really important. If you walk into someone's office or into their area where they keep all their books, what are they reading? What's on their shelf? Do they do their golden hour every day? Do they get up in the morning and spend 30 minutes to an hour reading on personal development and again at night before they go to bed? So, it's about using the successful people on your support line also. Three-way calling is the magic of this business. Your upline's going to get paid whether you make them work or not, so you might as well make them work.
But I remember that from you. Put them to work.
So, when you're on a three-way call, the rule is you mute yourself out. You don't say a word unless somebody asks you something.
Right.
You're just a fly on the wall taking notes.
Right. Because
that upline support person just might say something that resonates with you, resonates with your potential business partner, because I hate the word prospect. It almost sounds like you're attacking someone.
Right.
These are potential friends, potential business partners that you're going to travel the beaches of the world with. Right. So you have to come from your heart. And if you don't like people, then you shouldn't be in this business. And if you say, I only want to do it through the internet, I don't want to have to talk to anybody, then guess what? It's not going to work.
Well, I think
the internet is a tool.
I think those type of people will find plenty of people out there that are willing to take their money and pretend that that they're going to build their business for them.
Sure.
We know that, which brings me to one of our last two major questions here. Is the internet offers some tremendous advantages, but in my opinion, it's created some challenges, and that is an unrealistic idea of what it takes to build a really self-perpetuating organization, which you have done now for 7 years, right? 7 years plus. You have it's building, it's growing, new leaders all the time. Do you agree or disagree that the internet has affected what people think it's going to take?
Well, there's always a double-edged sword, Mark. I remember back in the early 90s when I first got into this industry, a little over 17 years ago, I didn't even know how to use a computer. So everything was mailing these huge video VHS tapes and literature, and eventually it was audio cassette tapes, but you're talking at least $7-10 a package. And if you're doing your minimum daily contacts and you're talking to at least 3 people a day, that could be $30 a day.
Right.
5 days a week, it was a fortune. And long distance was 25 cents a minute. My phone bills used to be bigger than my checks. And Eddie kept saying, you got to come with this crazy business. This is insane. You spend more than you make.
Right.
But I knew it was possible. And see, that's it. The belief that it is possible if you find the right company, with the right support team, with the right systems, with the right comp plan, with the right ownership. But the internet is a tool. It does not replace belly to belly. I mean, look at us. You could be on the other side of the world, and with internet, we're actually having a face-to-face conversation as if we're sitting at our kitchen table.
Right.